In Blue Lock, luck has always been one of the biggest pieces throughout the series. It's what caused Isagi's loss in the second selection, gave him his winning goal for the U20 game, and now in the finale of the Neo Egoist League, it has yet again popped up as the deciding factor for the last goal. Although we've seen players get lucky many times, the opposite has finally appeared with the next chapter being called Bad Luck. Now, we've never really seen bad luck in Blue Lock before, and in general, the concept of bad luck isn't really a good thing, an unfortunate event or outcome that usually results in an unfavorable decision. So what exactly does bad luck mean, and why is it here near the finale of the PXG game? I think there is one answer for all of that though, and it has to do with our main boy Isagi Yoichi actually using bad luck in order to win. Using an unlucky, unfavorable outcome to help him find his last missing piece in order to score the final goal in PXG and win the entire thing. But how exactly does one use bad luck? I mean, it's literally a bad thing saying things aren't going your way or you're straight unlucky. In order to solve that, we first have to look at a few important details for this theory. The first one being in the most recent chapter, chapter 291. In 291, this is picking up right when Kaiser was able to stop Rin's destroyer mode, but Isagi realizes he lost completely to Rin. The play was stopped though because of Kaiser's newly awakened state that he didn't take into consideration or didn't know of. This is followed by dialogue of most players on Bastard, Kaiser talking about his sad past has meaning now, leading to his awakened state, Yukimiya talking about how playing with Isagi forces you to change, otherwise you'll be left behind, Hiyori dialoguing about how they are egoists who died and they got brought back to life from Isagi. All of them basically saying Isagi brought out their originality or egos, leading to them evolving. And little side note, I like how everyone is glazing Isagi here like he's Mercy from Overwatch, resurrecting everyone, bringing out everyone's full potential, and how everyone also has these sad, intricate backstories where they were struggling with themselves. But Isagi doesn't even have any sad backstory of his own. He's actually just doing it for the love of the game. He's using other people's trauma to his advantage. And Isagi doesn't even seem to realize he's awakening everyone else, because the next dialogue is literally him talking about how he couldn't read the awakening of a genius, specifically Rin. However, the most important detail we got from this chapter was a new puzzle piece for Isagi. As Isagi talks about how he wasn't able to read an awakened genius like Rin, he knows that Kaiser was able to, using his own specs to go against him, adapting the fastest. And that's his new puzzle piece, the awareness of being faster than anyone else. This is followed by him saying if he's able to read the awakenings and mistakes occurring on the field faster than anyone else, this one attack will become originality that pierces the world. Now, on paper, this kind of comes off a little goofy, like the grass is green. If I think faster, I will do something before anyone else. But there is a lot more details than you would think for this new puzzle piece, which I'll explain throughout the video. For the ending of the chapter, Hiyori is about to pass, but gets interrupted by Karasu, with the last panel shown to be of Ness, right behind Isagi and Kaiser. So what does this exactly mean for the concept of bad luck? Because all we really got was an Isagi glazing session from this chapter, which I don't mind, he's the GOAT. Well, with the next chapter title being quite literally that, and a cliffhanger panel of Ness, I think we can expect the next chapter to be about him. Specifically, Ness doing something that brings bad luck. This can be multiple things, from the fact that he got abandoned by Kaiser and is almost as useless as Tokimitsu at this point, the fact that he hasn't changed and is being left behind, Ness will do something that brings bad luck. Now that we know that bad luck is pretty much referring to Ness, this is where the theory of how Isagi will use bad luck in order to win comes into play. Remember, the key detail from this chapter was Isagi gaining the new piece, fastest, or the awareness of being faster than anyone else. This pretty much means reading the game and making the best play, the fastest giving him an advantage, just like how Kaiser did when he defended against Rin. Even though Rin is a genius and has multiple different weapons, Kaiser was still able to defend because he adapted faster than anyone else. And faster fast enough to actually beat Rin. The game is really building this genius versus talented learner debate, and I think this is the same case here, another way for talented learners to surpass geniuses. Even though Rin outskills talented learners like Isagi, debatably even Kaiser, in aspects like physical specs, when it comes to using their brain or adapting, talented learners have the advantage. Again, this was proven in the most recent chapter with Kaiser beating out Rin by adapting faster than him. So technically, talented learners are still able to beat out geniuses by adapting faster. And I think this is the key for how Isagi will come out on top. Since he beats out Rin in the talented learner department, he's gonna make it a battle in exactly that, creating a situation where you have to adapt. This whole game has been a circus of Isagi, Rin, and Kaiser countering each other, so in order for any of them to win, they're gonna have to beat out the other two. But how exactly can Isagi create that situation where he can adapt faster than Rin or Kaiser? What will happen during this game? It all really comes back to Ness or bad luck. Remember, during Isagi's fastest puzzle piece, he tells us his new plan to find the awakenings and mistakes on the field. Ness is in a situation where he desperately needs to awaken. I personally think he's gonna go back to his originality of finding football's magic. This was his whole character before meeting Kaiser and how he got into football in the first place. And this most recent chapter was literally talking about everyone's originality. So it's definitely hinting towards Ness finding his original ego, just like how Kaiser, Yukimiya, and Hiyori did, more or less awakening because of Isagi. The thing is though, I think even after Ness finds his originality and magic, he's still gonna be clinging onto Kaiser somehow. And this is really what brings the bad luck. Ness has been obsessed with Kaiser, even in the chapter where he tells him to give up on football. Ness still refuses and wants to make Kaiser the best. That is a D1 glazing at its finest, and I think because Ness isn't giving up on Kaiser, even if he finds his own originality or magic because of Isagi, this will still cause bad luck, because he isn't fully changing like everyone else. However, Isagi still plays a huge role in this because he was taking note of Ness in the previous chapters, overhearing how Kaiser abandoned him, how Ness still wants to support him, and Isagi realizing his talent is dead in the water without Kaiser. While Kaiser is abandoning him, Isagi is understanding Ness's situation, and I think because he is aware of what is happening to Ness, he's gonna be prepared for a play only he will make. Now, this play is obviously the bad luck we've been talking about this whole time, either a mistake, a bad pass, something that obviously doesn't go the way it was intended. How I personally think it will go down is with Karasu and Hiyori having a duel, Ness will do something like steal the ball from Hiyori following his own magic. I don't think anyone will pass to Ness since they all think he's useless, so the only way he makes a play is through his own originality, following his magic and doing things for himself. Him finding his own magic relates to the whole theme of this match, finding your own originality, just like with everyone else in Bastard and also Rin on PXG. Since Ness stole the ball and is actually doing something on the field now, this will cause a whole fray in the field because they don't know what Ness is going to do. Everyone has to react to that play in that moment. Specifically, the three most important players who have to adapt are Kaiser, Rin, and Isagi. But remember, with Isagi already understanding Ness's situation, he is ready for the play the fastest, while everyone else isn't. Rin, because he is a genius, he won't adapt as fast as a talented learner. Kaiser won't adapt as fast as Isagi because he doesn't even consider Ness's awakening or mistakes. Kaiser in general doesn't even acknowledge Ness as a player right now. So that's how Isagi is able to beat out Rin and Kaiser, because now there is a situation where he can adapt the fastest. With Ness having the ball, like I said earlier, I still think he will choose Kaiser and pass to him. This will be a huge mistake or bad luck because Kaiser has abandoned him already. Even though Ness still wants to make Kaiser the best player in the world, Kaiser has completely given up or doesn't care about Ness, so he is delayed in adapting to him. Compared to Isagi, who has understood Ness's situation this whole time, adapting to Ness the fastest since he was ready for it, maybe stealing Kaiser's pass for himself, creating a bad luck for Ness because this wasn't what he intended. And with Isagi receiving Ness's unlucky ball because he adapted before anyone else, this will lead to his final goal, closing out the PXG game and winning the Neo Egoist League. This conclusion will further show that Isagi reacts and adapts better than anyone else on the field because that's his originality. And Isagi also says this one attack will be originality that pierces the world. So you see how almost all of the dots are connecting here between Ness being a bad luck because of him passing to Kaiser, Isagi taking note of Ness and using that bad luck nobody else was paying attention to the fastest. He beats out Rin and Kaiser because he adapted faster than anyone else, scores the last goal of PXG, and wins the Neo Egoist League because of it. Alright, that was a lot of information going back and forth. I don't even know how many times I said the word bad luck in this video alone. Remember, this is just a theory on what I think the next chapter or the ending of PXG will be, and if you want more theories like this, make sure to hit the subscribe button for everything Blue Lock. If you made it to the end though, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to leave all of your thoughts in the comment section down below, whether you think Ness will be the bad luck factor, how Isagi will adapt, or if you have a completely different theory. Again, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys as always, and I'll see y'all in the next one.